Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is my privilege to introduce the top two scholars at Travis Early College High School, class of 2012. This young man has received an associate's in liberal arts and served 4 years as a member of Superintendent Advisory Committee. Again, 4 years. This young man will be attending Texas A&M at College Station in the fall. Parents are Diane and Daniel Rodriguez. I now present our salutatorian, Derek Rodriguez. Should have gotten Velcro. You have your speech up.
Where's?
And just go ahead and do your speech. Go for it.
Good evening, everyone. As we gather here tonight, we will observe not only the start of a new stage in life for each of our graduates, but also a new stage in life in the development of Travis. For the graduating class of 2012 does not follow in the footsteps of another class. Instead, we forge a new path. And as the first graduating class, our actions here tonight and in the coming years will echo as they set the standards and expectations for the kind of scholar that comes out of Travis Early College High School and San Antonio College. But before we so quickly move on with our new lives, I would like to give the first years of Travis a few moments of remembrance and thank some of those people who played such critical roles in our development as both students and as a school. I start with the person who I believe played the most important role in laying the foundation of Travis, Ms. Croft. Her care for detail, persistence, and patience is what even got the early college high school idea off the ground here in SISD. I remember noticing this during the interview process with her. I might have given her some silly answers back then, but I noted her careful consideration of each student, their circumstances, and what an early college high school needed. She knew what she was trying to accomplish and did it well. Ms. Croft was an irreplaceable cornerstone for Travis in the early days, and I thank her for being a role model, a hard worker, and a dedicated principal. Moving into sophomore year, Mrs. Parker was assigned as a new principal. It was the nurturing nature and genuine concern that Ms. Parker demonstrated that moved Travis successfully through a period with many growing pains. Through the combination of her caring disposition, an increasingly lively staff, and the implementation of clubs and activities, she managed to create a sense of family at Travis. The great friction between class levels abated, and the nurturing environment gave rise to some of the most excellent student leaders I've ever seen. Of course, I must give recognition to Mrs. Chavez, our secretary and office powerhouse that year. Her love of policy, procedure, and punctuality is what kept the foundation solid through our period of growing pains. For Mrs. Parker's devotion to each student, the unyielding efforts of Ms. Chavez, the exceptional abilities of the rest of the staff, and everyone else who helped along the way, I thank you. As our senior year approached, Mrs. Parker announced her departure from Travis, and Mr. Vetta was assigned during the summer. Many students expressed strong resistance towards a change to Mr. Vetta, but most, if not all, later accepted his absolute necessity in Travis's next stage of life, graduation. It was senior year that Travis was thrown into the spotlight, gaining popularity through web and news for successes. Mr. Vetta's change in policy, careful planning, watchfulness, and organization is what gave Travis both the structure it needed to survive in the spotlight and the flexibility to function as an early college high school. For his understanding of our needs and the additional, very flexible structure that he provided, I thank Mr. Vetta. Between Mr. Vetta's management, the foundation of Ms. Croft, the environment stressed by Mrs. Parker, and the efforts of an unbelievable group of teachers and staff, Travis has become an incredible place of learning. Their combined efforts have ensured that Travis, as Mr. Vetta had said himself, will survive long after we're gone. And I'm glad for that. I eagerly await to return to a reunion so many years down the road. Until then, let's see how far we'll go, class of 2012.
Thank you, Derek. Next young man has received 2 associate's degrees, one in liberal arts and one in general science. And this young man will be attending Yale University this fall. Parent, Kathy DeLuna. At this time, I would like to present our valedictorian, Andrew DeLuna.
Okay, that was awkward. Having slept through many high school graduations, I have learned that the valedictorian address is typically long, boring, and ends up sounding like the parents from Charlie Brown. So for your sake, I'm going to keep it brief and to the point. You're welcome. Well, most of you seem to be awake, so that's a good thing, I think. First, I'd like to recognize the amazing achievements of my classmates, so I'll have you stand right now. "48 of the adults standing before you today graduated last month from SAC with their associate's degrees. That was a full month before today's graduation, so let's give them a round of applause for that. But that shouldn't overshadow another incredible accomplishment of my classmates. Everyone standing before you today has earned 40, 50, 60, 70, even 80 college credits. And that amount of credits is unheard of in today's world. So another massive round of applause, please. Now, to the graduates, I would like to give you one piece of advice before you head off to college. For the first time in your educational careers, your curriculum will not be set for you. The person sitting next to you will likely not have the same group of classes you will take. And something new to Travis students, you'll be able to take these magical things called electives. Yes, they exist. So here's my advice. As you leave here today and later make another school your home, remember that now is not the time to choose your profession. Now is the time to explore, to break out of the mold, to find your passions, and to discover who you really are. Take it from me. For many years, I wanted to be a doctor. I even had every course for the next 12 years planned out. But after visiting college, not as a high school junior, but as someone who would actually attend the college, I realized how many opportunities are out there in the world. So while I won't say that this is a new beginning, or we're going to change the world, I will say that please make the next 4 years of your life an adventure. And I promise if you do so, you will be greatly rewarded. Thank you.